everything that we have in the countries to create jobs in our country and to make business for the Israeli people. Thank you, Mr. Leslie. And if you have any questions, we are all here to answer your questions and to welcome you to this platform.
Thank you, Nuura. And I just wanted to add one more thing, because somebody mentioned, the UN and the UN Security Council stuff. I wouldn't worry too much about the UN, to be honest with you. It's a total joke of an organization. But there are documents in the archives of the UN that do acknowledge the existence of Somaliland as an independent state, just so you know. It's something that nobody likes to talk about it, but they are there since 1960. It's basically every year, the countries have to basically register the treaties that they have with other countries. So when you guys became independent in the 1960s, there is a registry of the United Kingdom basically registering the treaty that they had with you guys as an independent state as part of the United Nations. Then, of course, all the rest of the history happened, but there are documents in the UN archives that do acknowledge you as an independent state. Beyond that, before your independence, there's also a commission that was done by the UN where they studied, quote unquote, the possibility of uniting Italian Somaliland with British Somaliland. And their assessment as the UN at the time was that it was none of their business to decide if this should be a united nation or not. So in terms of legality, you guys have nothing to worry about. You've been a country since the 1960s, and whether the world acknowledges
yes, well, there is documents both in the UN and the African Union. The African Union has a fact-finding report that has been released in 2005. It clearly states Somaliland is a country, but the African Union, ignored all that and yesterday released the condemnation.
Totally.
It's ridiculous, actually.
I just wanted to give you one recommendation, for everybody that is from Somaliland. You guys need to focus in making sure people know your history. Don't let others define your history, because Israel made that mistake and it's paying for it dearly until today. So don't let that happen. Make sure you tell your history and don't let others define what your history is. That's just a recommendation.
Thank you so much for the advice. That's exactly the problem we are dealing with Somalia today. If I give you a little background, Somalis are nomadic people. They live in Kenya, parts of Kenya. They live parts in Ethiopia. They live parts in Djibouti. They live in Somaliland as country and Somalia. Somaliland was the first Somali country that got its independence from British colonies. We were the first people who requested to be a member of the United Nations. That membership has been used by the Somalia till now. And we are still looking for our recognition, somebody to recognize us again when they are using our chair, the number that we had at the United Nations, and all our documents. That's what they are using actually today. And that's what they will be using on Monday when they go to the United Nations. But that's going to end, and we're going to fix that problem. Thank you for the advice, so we really appreciate that, Madam Leslie.
Can I come in, Abdifatah? I just want to...
I was about to give you the mic. Go ahead.
Yeah. My question is actually, I am not worried about the United Nations and the legality side of this issue. I am more worried about now Israel recognize us, and we are so grateful about that. But we want to make sure this will be a fruitful recognition. So the government of Israel bravely recognized us, and we want more engagement with people-to-people engagement. We need investment, our country, because we have been deprived from the international financial system. We were not part of it. We were not getting any investment. Everything we done in our country, we done without the support of any other country or the international community. They were mainly supporting Somalia, which was chaos, throughout last 34 years. We created a peaceful democracy, a parliamentarian system, a presidential election without the support of the international community. So we did not get enough investment to our different sectors. We are an extremely rich country when it comes to natural resources. We have got more oil and gas than most of the Arab countries. I think we got more gas than the state of Qatar. We have got huge amount of oil, both offshore and on land. We have the second longest coastline in Africa. We have huge amount of fish that we can export to the international market. We have one of the best rare earth minerals, gypsum, lithium, copper, gold, you name it, uranium. We have our country is extremely rich. So we need investment. We need the private sector of the Israeli investment to come. And we also need to build infrastructure like transportation, logistics, and roads, railways, to create a viable economy, which can actually facilitate our commercial industry. So we want to also industrialize our country. Manufacturing, we need a lot of help with manufacturing, with agriculture, with fishing, with mining, oil and gas, pipelines, ports, you name it, because we are a new country. Now we want to get the investment. So I think one of the things that I'm a bit worried is whether the Israeli private sector will come in and be brave enough to actually invest. And my question is will that be difficult for the Israeli companies? We also need in our produce or our product to get into the international market. So for us to get international market, we need to sign some sort of financial banking agreement with Bank of Israel or Commercial Bank of Israel. So the two banks, Somaliland Central Bank and the Israeli Central Bank, can work together so our produce can go to international market, and the Israeli banks in the short term may facilitate our product to the international market. So Israel can open us to the international market if they can come on board to co-invest. And one of the areas that actually is really important for us is telecommunication, air transportation, commercial airline. We want Israel Airline to come to our airports to do that. We want to invest our airports, our railway system, our transportation system. So I think, and I would say, you will not expect a lot of labor coming from Somaliland because we will not have enough labor in our country. You will get a lot of students, a lot of medical students, a lot of different students if Israeli are willing to open up for scholarship for our students. I don't think many people will go to Israel to work for any kind of labor kind of job, but we need that investment, and if that investment comes, I think we will get labor from other countries like Pakistan, or even African countries can come to. There is a large number of Ethiopians who are currently working in Somaliland. If you don't know about that,
even Kenyan,
they are working. A lot of Ethiopian, a lot of, if you like, Yemenis. They come in from Turkey. Our restaurants, a lot of people who are Syrians, they are coming and they're working for catering, industry, hotels, and that kind of stuff. So my question is, although I make it very long, is mainly to do with investment around infrastructure, around major projects like airports, ports, housing, because we want to build our coastal area. We have got very beautiful coastal areas. Nuura explained earlier, very beautiful and untapped, and we need to build the coastal towns because our coastal towns are not built. They are out of the open. But I think we can compete with Sharm el-Sheikh or Dubai if we create a new cities around the coastal area. So we need to engage with the Israeli construction companies and hospitality companies that can actually build hotels and thousands of homes for at least new